Hello and welcome to this lecture wherein we are going to start with a new chapter, that is oxidation and reduction in organic synthesis. So first of all, the classical definitions of oxidation, reduction, oxidizing, reducing agents. Then pertaining to organic synthesis, we have to look at the oxidation states of carbon, how to calculate it, how oxidation and reduction can be seen on this abacus, and after this we will see some representative examples of oxidizing reagents and reducing reagents with their applications and with the illustrative examples. So first of all, oxidation, which is a process wherein loss of electron is taking place. Addition of oxygen is also termed as oxidation, and removal of hydrogen, that is also termed as dehydrogenation, which is also one of the method of oxidizing the compounds. Reduction, gain of electrons, addition of hydrogen and removal of oxygen. So these are the broad definitions. Now some examples from the inorganic part, just to show what the oxidation means, reduction means, and we will try to implement all these things to organic reactions also. The classical transformation of Fe2 to Fe3 plus, 2 plus to 3 plus, this is loss of electron or oxidation. If you are going the other way around, it is reduction. Then removal of hydrogen, what we have said, removal of hydrogen is also oxidation. So transformation of this compound with PDC is a classical example of dehydrogenation, and the aromatic sextate of the second ring is, so this is dehydrogenation or oxidation. And addition of oxygen, that is by default it is oxidation, wherein addition of oxygen, nascent oxygen, addition of ozone, these are some representative examples of oxidation. Now regarding reduction, reduction is addition of hydrogen. If you are starting with alkyne, adding hydrogen, say 2 moles of hydrogen are added, and now you can see that this is the reduction, wherein triple bond is becoming single bond. This is addition of hydrogen, and so on. So now we'll try to concentrate more on the oxidation state of carbon and the reactions pertaining to organic chemistry about oxidation and reduction. So the first important thing is oxidation states of carbon. So starting with the simplest compound, that is methane. Now there are some calculations here. Carbon being more electronegative than hydrogen, so it is taken as minus, hydrogen is taken as +1 each. So 4 hydrogen is +4 and carbon has to be -4, so that this compound is electrically neutral. So if you add these two, that is neutral. So CH4 is electrically neutral. Similarly, if I go here, carbon, this chlorine is -1, so 3 chlorine is -3, and therefore this has to be +2. This is -2 +2, so naturally this is 0. So the summation should be 0. CCl4, this is -4, this is +4, the summation is 0, and so on. In case of COOH, carbon carbon bond 0, C double bond O, OH, this is -1, this is -2, this is carbon carbon is 0. So that is how we have to calculate. So that is -3, so carbon has to be +3 and so on. So you have to see that these are like -2, this is 0, this is 0, so this has to be +2 and so on. This is -2, +1, 0, and therefore it has to be +1 and so on. So for double bond oxygen -2, OH, that is -1, this is -2, carbon carbon is 0 and so on. So this is how the oxidation states are calculated. Now important thing is on this scale how to look at the oxidation and reduction. If I am moving from -2 to -1 to +1 through 0, this is the right hand side direction indicates oxidation. If it is the other way around, it is reduction. So that is the easiest way to look at the oxidation state of carbon. And as you know, hydrocarbons, alcohols, aldehydes, ketones, acids, esters, that is how we go in the more oxidation states of carbon. So acidic carbon is more oxidized than ketone, ketone is more oxidized than aldehyde, aldehyde is more oxidized than alcohol, and so on. So these are some of the things. And regarding the oxidizing and reducing agents, the oxidizing reagent is the one which itself get reduced and oxidize the other substance, and for reducing it will reduce the other substance and getting oxidized itself. So some of the representative examples of oxidizing reagents. So first of all, chromium trioxide. Now this is a classical reagent in which your central metal chromium is bonded to 3 oxygens by the virtue of double bonds. So let me put double bonds starting from here, there is no gap, and the oxidation state of chromium is +6 here. So -2, -2, -2, and this is +6. And in presence of acid this works, so I am putting H plus, and now this we are treating it with a primary alcohol. Now let us say that primary alcohol is interacting with this, and what you get, CH2O, Cr, double bond O, double bond O, OH. Now let me put this H here. Okay. This will take up the proton, and ultimately what we have, CH double bond O, HO, Cr, OH, OH. This is H2CrO3. Now if you look at this -1, -1, -2, this is +4. So chromium +6 is becoming chromium +4. So this is gaining 2 electrons. That means chromium is undergoing reduction and your alcohol is undergoing oxidation. So this is possible in acidic medium. So chromium trioxide along with H2SO4 is a source of this oxidation, and chromium trioxide is becoming chromic, this H2CrO3, and the oxidation state of chromium changes from +6 to +4. That is how it is gaining 2 electrons and undergoing reduction. Another important reagent, this is in fact a name reaction, Jones oxidation. Now Jones oxidation is dichromate in presence of H2SO4. Now this is used for the oxidation of secondary alcohols to ketones. So, I am putting one example here. Let me put some example of steroid. Now, I am not drawing this steroid there. Now, this is treated with Jones reagent and you get the. So, this is how the substance work. Now, dichromate, if you are asked to write down the dichromate structure, CrO-Cr, a bond is there, double bond O, double bond O, double bond O, double bond O, right, O, K, O, K. This is K2 Cr2O7. So, there are 7 oxygens. Chromium is +6 at this point and now this OH has to attack on the chromium. Chromium oxygen double bond is working as a sink and that is how the reaction initiates, and finally you can show the attack here, losing this entire group and then the loss of proton. So, let me put the mechanism, the attack here. This goes off and we will be having a transition state, or this I will put O Cr double bond O, one is there, one is O K and the other one becomes OH, right. Or let me put it as double bond O because it is retained and this other and it is going up. Now, this one is abstracted, you get a ketone. So, ultimately what you have, Cr double bond O, this is OH, this is OK and ultimately this is nothing but your H2CrO3. So, +6 is becoming +4. So, this is your Jones oxidation. In acidic medium this will not remain. So, anyway this will become acid. PCC and PDC, these are two reagents which are extensively used for the oxidation of primary alcohols to aldehyde and secondary alcohols to ketones. PCC is pyridinium chlorochromate, this is pyridinium dichromate. So, instead of potassium it will be pyridinium ion. So, NH plus and then it will be O, the same thing what you look at, this O minus and here it is pyridinium plus. This is PDC, pyridinium dichromate, and chlorochromate is pyridinium chlorochromate. Or let me draw the other structure, not this way. This is pyridinium, chlorochromate is We will see the mechanism later. Now this pyridinium chlorochromate is having very good applications in the synthetic chemistry, because this will oxidize the primary alcohol to aldehyde specifically, even this reagent, and no further oxidation. With chromium trioxide, you can see that aldehydes will become acid. We will see the examples later. Now this is these are two reagents. Now some more reagents we will just quickly go through, and then we will see the examples later. KMnO4. Now there are two applications of KMnO4. One is it transform this or any alkyl group COH, of course in presence of acid. So acidic KMnO4 will oxidize this. Another application, the important one, is in presence of base and KMnO4. Now here also KMnO4 should be there, because that is the reagent you get the formation of vicinal glycol. These are two applications. We will see the mechanism of all these reactions. Then Swern oxidation. Now these are some name reactions are also there. Swern is DMSO, oxalyl chloride, and a base like triethylamine. So primary alcohol is becoming aldehyde. This is the application part. So Swern oxidation, DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide, this is DMSO, reacting with oxalyl chloride, this is oxalyl chloride. Right. Now this oxalyl chloride, when interacts with this, we can show this Cl comes and sits here. So this will be OCO, COCl. Let me put it like this. This is plus. Okay. Then there is let me put primary alcohol as RCH2OH. This attacks here, this goes off. So it will be RCH2O, RCH2O, right? Then S, O, CO, COCl. Then base can abstract a proton from here, or directly you can show this. In one shot also you can show. The intermediate steps also will show. Once again we will revise with some examples. So this becomes aldehyde, dimethyl sulfide is going off, CO2 is going off, carbon monoxide is going off, and Cl is also going off. So that is how the Swern oxidation takes place, and you get the formation of aldehyde from this. The role of base is to abstract the proton. Now 2-3 reagents are there. We will just quickly talk about them, and maybe next lecture we will see the applications with the examples. MnO2, selenium dioxide, ruthenium tetroxide, and osmium tetroxide. MnO2 oxidation of allylic alcohol. This is oxidation of allylic, benzylic and alpha 2 carbonyl ruthenium. If you take this kind of example, ruthenium tetroxide, the addition is more or less similar to the osmium tetroxide one. This is ruthenium. They belong to same group, so the addition part is similar. In this case, what happens is this breaks off, goes off, this goes up. So you get two molecules of carbonyl along with RuO2. This can be oxidized to RuO4, and you can get the, you can continue with this. Now osmium tetroxide, if I start with alkene, we get vicinal glycol, that is the application part of osmium tetroxide. So in next lecture we will see the examples pertaining to all these reagents. So some 8-9 reagents we have covered, so we will see the examples. So that second lecture will be only on example, and I will be talking about the mechanisms also, like MnO2 and all these mechanisms also we have to see, and probably all these examples with mechanism will be next lecture. And after that we have to see some more reagents which are listed here in your syllabus. Now I am taking the reagents which are listed in the syllabus. We are going to see the more reagents which are not part of the syllabus, but still they are relevant and going to be important for competitive exams, so we will be doing them also. And of course the mechanisms, like after this there are some 5-6 reagents are left from the syllabus, so we will complete those. Like next lecture will be only the mechanism and application part of all these reagents. Once again we will revise the steps, and my request to all of you is to make a table for reagent and its application, and that will be more handy for you guys. So reagent and applications and maybe example. So that is how you can prepare a table, and that will be enough for your practice or revision part. Okay. Now thank you once again for your patience, and we'll continue from here next.